Hello everyone, we are going to do a reading. I hope you are doing well. We're going to see what is coming through. I thought we would do a longer reading today and just really dive deep into the area of love for you and see what's coming through. And I haven't done a long reading like this for quite a while actually, so I'm very excited. Grab a snack or a little drink or some food and watch along, or just relax, you know. So I really hope this helps you, and we will take a look and see what's coming through. Just wanted to mention, if you wanted to win a free reading with me, all the information is in the description box below. Information on private services is also down below as well. There's personal tarot readings with me, rituals to manifest different areas of your life, be it protection, black magic energy removal, manifesting money, boosting money in your life. There's also the attraction ritual, there's a love ritual, manifest your specific person ritual. These do not bend the free will of anyone. It actually works on healing your energies, which naturally allows the best things to trigger in your life and to actually come forward in your life, because it manifests what is, you know, for your highest good. So basically, it's really, really great in that sense. Everything's listed down below. There's also intention items as well, which thousands of people have seen results with. So they are all listed down below. I'm just going to grab one actually quickly. But they have thousands of 5-star reviews actually, and I think they all speak for themselves. So there's the money coin here, there's the crochet flower as well, which is handmade, so that is the manifest your specific person one, and then there's a 6-in-1 black magic removal evil eye one, which is hand beaded. So it's all down there, but they're really special because people have seen actual results with them. Otherwise I wouldn't really bother showing you those, you know, if they didn't work. But yeah, they're meditated with in sage. So everything's linked down below. I'm going to cleanse the space and then we will begin. All right, the sun is shining as well. You can see my reflection. All right, let's begin. Let's have a look, let's see, and you know, really get to the bottom of things. So I'm going to first and foremost shuffle out some oracle cards. We're really going to get a lot of cards out here. This is a love reading, like I mentioned. Oh gosh, that really scared me. A bunch of fluff. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. We've got the soulmate card, so it says yes, this is your soulmate. If you have been wondering whether this person is someone that you have a spiritual bond and a spiritual connection with, the answer to that question is yes. And I really do feel like things are going to get better in your love life. I strongly feel like things haven't been that way, so things have not been so great. They have not been so good, let's say. Things have been quite challenging, quite difficult, quite tough. At times you've not really known what's happening, what's going on, how it's happening, how it's going on. It just feels rather overwhelming and really stressful and very upsetting at times. And I even see that here, in all honesty. You know, I mean, look, we've got here, let go of control issues, allow this situation to unfold naturally. You've got trust, the situation is calling for you to have faith, and then you've got worth waiting for. So it clearly shows that a situation is not panning out in the way that you necessarily want it to be panning out in. Things are slow between you and this person. Things could have gone very south between you both, where you thought that things were going to progress and it was all going in the perfect direction, and then boom, a tower moment happened and things went backwards. And now you're really questioning whether this person is the right person for you. You're questioning whether this is someone you're going to end up with. You're questioning whether you could even trust this person. You're questioning whether you should stay or go. You're questioning whether you should put even, you know, a small amount of energy into this situation, or whether you should walk away completely. You're questioning everything, and I am here to answer all of those questions. All right, so that's exactly what we're going to look into within this reading. What's really interesting here is that yes, this situation is going to pan out for the future, and we're going to see how. I also believe here that there's a spiritual bond between you both. Now, this deck itself does not have a twin flame card. I just wanted to mention that. Okay, it does have a soulmate card, but not a twin flame one. So if you, for example, you're thinking, oh, but Moonlight, this person's my twin flame. Listen, just take this as a sign that there is a spiritual connection between you and this person. Okay, because that's the thing, is that this deck doesn't have any twin flame messages in it. It's just the way it is, okay? Ooh, look at this, right? You're stuck at a crossroads. You don't know whether this is the end of something or the beginning of something extremely beautiful. What I will say to you is that it says here, worth waiting for. Now, I think anyone that watches my videos knows my stance on waiting. I do not encourage nor recommend you sit there and wait for someone to come your way, especially when this whole, energies are not mutual. I never recommend you wait. Why don't I recommend that? Well, it's convenient to wait, right? It's convenient to put your life on hold, or it's convenient to just kind of sit there and wait for someone to come to you. But guess what? It doesn't actually allow anything to happen. Temporarily, yes, a person can come to you, but actually, when you don't wait, you put that energy towards yourself and you spiritually starve the other person of your energies. When you do that, it triggers them to feel a loss of you in their life. That makes them understand what life is like without you, right? Whether you do it spiritually in a way where you just kind of, do your own thing, regardless of if you have contact with this person or not. But what's really interesting is that whether you do it intentionally or not, the interesting thing here is that they start to miss you. They start to feel a loss of you in their life. They start to wonder what life is like. They then start to get spiritual synchronicities and signs in their life where they start to think, wait a second, life without you is very different. I think I need to contact you. That's what happens, okay? They can even get signs in their life as well. When you're detached, you're relaxed, you're kind of living your best life, they can start to get signs, okay, from different people. Like their friends could suddenly start settling down, and then suddenly they want to as well. So it basically allows them to learn a lot. But when you're sitting there and you're waiting for them, you're putting a lot of spiritual pressure on them, which they don't like, right? Spiritually, they feel then overwhelmed. They don't like that. Even if you're not saying anything to them, they can feel it. And so putting your energy towards yourself is really important. What this card is saying is that, listen, things in time will work out. But what I'm trying to tell you is do not wait. I remember a while ago, this was a long time ago, I had recommended in a video not to wait. And then I remember this specific comment where someone was like, I'm going to wait for this person regardless because I love them and I'm going to be with them and I need them. And I remember thinking in that moment that this person is extremely attached to the point where, yes, they love that person, but they're only delaying and, making the process more drawn out, and they're not putting themselves first. And if they're just sitting there and waiting, well, then nothing's going to happen. But the thing is, they want that person, but nothing's going to happen because of what they are actually putting into action. So what I really, really recommend is that you shift energy towards yourself. That is going to make them go from this to this. Okay, there is a way to change around this situation. I think that's really important to consider in this whole thing, because you felt like things were naturally going in this direction. I think you got very attached in the process. It spiritually suffocated them. It made them feel like, oh my God, this is too much. I can't handle it. Boom. Right? But it's not necessarily your fault. I also think that part of this is the fact that they were not fully ready, and then they felt too much at, one go. They've never been in a relationship essentially where they felt so intensely attracted and so connected to someone to this level. So then there's that whole aspect to it as well. And then they just felt like things were too much. They just felt like, oh my God, no, this is just a lot. Oh my gosh. And then boom, they just kind of shut things down, and that's not your fault in the grand scheme of things. They just couldn't handle it, right? And then because there's a spiritual connection, obviously they can feel your energies, you can feel theirs. It just becomes a lot as well. So again, that detachment energy really helps to kind of calm things down so that they can really look at things without feeling pressured in that sense. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. We've also got the Empress here as well. They have a lot of love for you. They do, because nobody is like you, and they know that, okay? They know that there are very few people out there as generous and as kind and also as compromising as you. Now, compromise is a bit of a this kind of word, right? A lot of people feel like compromise is a bad thing. Like, no, you shouldn't be compromising in love, it's one of those things. But think about it this way. Everyone compromises at some point, oh gosh, I guess the best example I could give you is, let's say you want a certain sofa in your house, but that one's sold out. Well, what are you going to do? You might then buy another sofa or go somewhere else and get it, or, little things like that, adjustments, I'd call them adjustments, have to happen in life, right? Like, life is not perfect. You don't always get exactly what you want. So there is an element of compromise. Like, for example, if your person wants to go out with their friends, but then you want to spend time with them, you might say, okay, well, you hang out with your friends this time, and then next time I will hang out with you. You might say something like that. And it's basically an adjustment. It is meeting in the middle. That's what it is, okay? So when I say compromise is so, so important in every relationship between pets and their owners, Like if a dog wants a treat, it can't always have a treat, you know what I mean? Or between any kind of relationship. So that's the thing, is that they recognize that you are compromising. You are not selfish to such a degree where it's all about you. It's good to be selfish in certain ways, but not all the time, obviously. And they just know that you have so much to give. And that's something they really, really do like about you. They like that a lot about you, which is beautiful. We have the Eight of Swords. I think they're really burdened by things that have happened in their past. Okay, they had a relationship or some kind of romantic situation that unfolded for them in the past, which they were very, very confident about. And it's almost like they just knew that that was gonna like work out. They were like so infatuated. They were like very like into it all. Then boom, it didn't work out. And since then, they've always been on edge. They've always been on guard. They've always had this guard up, this wall up. They have not let people in so easily and so quickly just because of that repeat. And that's the main thing, you know. Once they've been bitten once, they are super, super careful not to get bitten again. And it's not that they feel like you're going to bite them, it's just that they're scared, you know, regardless of if you're a good person or not. They're just scared that history could repeat itself, because they were so sure about that other person, and that other person showed all of these amazing traits and then boom, shut them down, you know. And it's almost like history's repeated where they've kind of caused that towards you. The good news here is that they will come back around. They will change their stance on things. They will be able to understand and see things from a different perspective, that you are not that person. They shouldn't be treating you like that person. And actually, you've done nothing wrong. You haven't hurt them. You haven't shown them those signs that you're going to hurt them. They just got overwhelmed, scared, you know. I think that they've also got some control issues where they want to be in control because of what's happened in their past and what's not worked out for them in the past. It's really just made them feel like, oh my gosh, I better take control of the situation before I end up in a similar place to where I was before. Okay, so it scares them, it does. I hope you can see their perspective of things. I'm not obviously doing this to just make them the victim of the situation at all, but hopefully this is to paint an understanding of what's going on their side, because a lot of you are so confused. You know, you're confused as to why they are doing this, why things happen in this way, what is the real reason, what is the purpose. Essentially, this is it, you know. They have felt so overwhelmed, they have felt so stressed out, they have felt so sad because of the past. And they do need to do a little bit more healing, you know, because, well, if you don't heal, you become more bitter. You know, you can take this stress, this sadness, this frustration out on others, not specifically you, but, you know, the other person. But even, you know, personally healing within yourself as well because of the pain that they've caused you. It's important to heal. It's important to accept what has happened so that you can move forward and be, let's say, better rather than bitter, you know, and you can have that happiness as well without that constantly jabbing you in your mind and ruining your day, you know what I mean? And I don't want that to ruin your day. Like, that's not nice, obviously. Good news here though, the Two of Pentacles shows balance. And the beautiful thing about this entire situation is that the balancing aspect of this is the fact that, look, they've struggled in their past, but there's no reason why in the present they can't be much more, well, balanced emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, socially, financially. And even with the Empress, they recognize that you have all of the qualities that they are looking for in a life partner as well. So should you stay or should you go? The main important thing here, let's get some cards on that. Yeah, especially with the Seven of Wands, you have to keep the middle ground, okay? This is important. Life is not all perfect. Neither is it meant to be all terrible. It is ebbs and flows, right? Ebbs and flows. You can't have too much sunshine, otherwise you get a drought. You can't have too much rain, otherwise you'll probably get a flood. It has to be in moderation. Well, not in every place on earth is it in moderation, you know, but it's all about moderation for the optimal what you want, right? Like, you've got to have some rain, you've got to have some sunshine for the optimal, you know, for grass to grow strong and nice, and, you know, for trees to grow well. You need both. One of too much or the other of too much is excess and poison, right, as they say. Same thing in this situation. If you are waiting there and you're sitting there and you're crying over this person and super, super upset, I can understand where that comes from. But it keeps you in a place that is stuck. It keeps the entire situation stuck. It keeps you stuck. Waiting keeps everything stuck because you're waiting, right? Then you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then 6 months later you're probably like, oh, nothing's happened, Moonlight, huh? And then I'll be like, well, have you been waiting? You know? If you are moving forward with your life, you're staying proactive, you still get thoughts about your person, that's okay. That's okay. You're a human being. But if you try and say to yourself, oh my God, I better not think about them, then you are suppressing. You don't want to suppress. You want to let those thoughts come to you, but you don't want to sit there and wait. So it's a little bit like opening a door, okay, but not waiting for them to come through that door and sitting by that door every 3 seconds, hoping that they come through. It's really about getting on with your life, taking care of yourself, leaving that door open, but not anxiously sitting there waiting for someone to come through that door. That's the middle ground. It's like the seesaw, right? To keep it in that balancing point, it can't be, too high, one side too high, one side too low. It's got to be balanced, right? And that's really it. Stay focused on your path, healing yourself, putting yourself first. If you get thoughts about them, have acceptance, and that's really the main thing here, is accepting what comes your way in terms of those thoughts, but not letting it constantly rule over your day-to-day life emotionally, because that's the bit that keeps you stuck. Ruminating on those thoughts that you get keeps everything stuck. So meditating, looking after yourself, nurturing yourself, nourishing yourself, looking after yourself, exercising, doing the best that you can for yourself is by far the most important thing. Okay, so that's the 7 of Wands. The balance point, the middle ground. King of Wands, will they take action towards you? Yes. The other question I asked earlier on is if you can trust this person. Trust is something that has to be earned. It is something that is built on. It is something that is shown. Let them come to you and let them show you that they can be trusted. Don't just blindly go in there trusting them, okay? Let them work for it. People value what they work hard for, all right? Let them work hard for you. Give them a chance to come to you rather than you just going to them before they even have a chance to work towards you, They will put in action, okay? Right now it's difficult, okay? They have a lot of issues and challenges and things from their past that really plague how they come forward towards you right now. But they will rise out of that, and slowly but surely they'll do a little bit more towards you, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Sometimes they can do a little bit more and kind of take 2 steps backwards, and then you might get stressed out, like, oh my God, are they going backwards? Like, should I do something? No, give them time to cool off, to rest, to kind of get themselves together, and then they will come back to you again. They will contact you again, communicate with you again, but in a proper way. Okay, yeah, after that, they might take 2 steps back again, but then they will again come to you properly. If you don't want this person, obviously, you can move forward and move forward with your life, but if you wanted this person, you have to understand that it's a process for them to get through that stage of essentially healing and understanding the situation and then coming to you properly. King of Wands shows that they will make a move towards you. They will progress towards you. They will take action. It's not simple. It's not quick. It's not easy, let's say, but it is something that they will do towards you a lot more. And I think that's another really important thing to keep in mind, is that they will come forward, and that's the good news, okay? I also do offer actually 3 specific rituals. One is a manifest your specific person ritual, which basically creates healing and detachment in your energy, especially if you're really struggling with that. It really helps to create that in your energy, and that triggers your person to then come towards you. There's the break no contact ritual, which works in such a similar way. So if you are finding it very hard to detach, putting your energy towards anything else, you're finding it hard to heal yourself, work on yourself, accept the current situation, would highly recommend those 2 rituals, because it actually is a healing ritual, but it also allows this situation to progress. So that's linked down below, but never any pressure to purchase. It's just if you're finding it so hard to let go of that control, you're finding it hard to put your time into other places, which is really vital actually for things to come forward, I would recommend that. Okay, so let's have a look and see what else we have here. Ace of Wands, it shows them taking action. By the way, if this reading is accurate, if you resonate with it so far, comment down below. Accurate, okay? Let me know. I would love to know, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more videos like this as well. That would be lovely. It's really obvious they have love for you. I just feel like they try and deny because of what they've been through in the past. In the past, they've been hurt. They have felt stressed. They felt so sad. They have felt so upset. They have, they just didn't know how to handle pain and rejection in the past, and they don't want to go through that all again. There you go. You can't make this up. There goes the accuracy, okay? 4 of Cups is about rejection, and they can't handle it, okay? That's why they are acting this way. It's not because they feel, yes, you've been rejected to a degree, and obviously that's really sad, but they cannot handle rejection. It's the last thing on their list that they could handle, and so when they feel something getting so strong, they're thinking to themselves, it's so strong, the stronger the rejection, the stronger the pain, right? Which is why they may also surround themselves with very superficial friendships, superficial, people around them. If this is a third party situation, they might be, hanging out with a third party person who's very superficial. I don't like talking about people in this way, but more like shallow, not got as much depth to them, perhaps more immature. I think that's a better way of putting it. They could be more immature. They know they don't have to go above and beyond towards those people because, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to, because with you, they know they have to be much more mature. They have to be more open. They have to really, line everything up, show all their cards. That's vulnerable, and they find it very difficult to be vulnerable. They find it very difficult to be open. They find it very difficult to express all of that to you in that way. It's just not something that they are used to in any way, shape or form, and it's quite scary. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, that does sound quite scary, to be honest, even as I'm saying it. But yeah, they it's a lot for them, and they struggle a lot, and they feel quite overwhelmed and quite stressed out with it all. And yeah, that's obviously not great, but I mean, that's kind of what we have here. And the Five of Cups, they feel sad actually with everything that's going on between you both, because they know you're such a lovely person, and actually as more time goes by, they realize that their friends aren't really their friends. People don't support them the way that you have supported them. It's almost like they're searching for you and everybody else that they come across. And that's, again, another really strong affirmation as well, especially if you doubt yourself, if you doubt that, if you doubt you're good enough for this person, if you doubt you're not good enough, or you're not strong enough, or you're not beautiful enough, or wonderful enough, or intellectual or smart enough, or financially stable enough, it's got actually nothing to do with that, because your affirmation for this is also, they search for me in everyone else. And that's huge, okay? Because there is nobody else out there like you. You're really special, you're very loving. Like I mentioned as well, you're very compromising. You understand that there is a sense of putting others first, but you are also someone who will put yourself first. I think that's really important. I'm not painting you out to be this person who's like extremely codependent and, needy towards this person. You want this person to a degree because you felt like there was something really strong there based on the actions and words that they painted towards you and told you. And that's only human, right? Like, you only went off what they showed you. Now it's important to go based off what they are currently showing you as well, and to also recognize as well that, there is a strength in you, there is a power in you, and the more you embrace your own power, the more they embrace you. Does that make sense? So if you want love, for example, give that love to yourself and you'll see it manifest and really unfold for you in all directions. If you want commitment, got to commit to yourself first and be okay by being by yourself and with yourself, and boom, commitment comes in all areas. I'm talking also financially and in terms of career and things like that. But that's the main thing, is that their friends are not treating them well. They are surrounded by very superficial people who do not make them happy, and that only further makes that void of you in their life bigger, okay? Makes it bigger and bigger to the point where they know that they have to have you in their life. There is no other option around it. There is no other thing that they want to do, They gotta have you in their life. They gotta do something about it. And if they don't, well, they will be very upset and very sad and very frustrated. No doubt about it. They're already starting to feel super frustrated and very upset with their life because things are not working out the way that they thought. They thought that by rejecting you, or whatever they did towards you, right? Becoming hot and cold, or just showing you little interest, or going towards someone else. Whatever they did towards you, which was super hurtful, as we've already pinpointed, is something that is biting them back so much more, okay? Like, yes, karma is a thing, but remember, karma is also stored memory. The Akashic records are a thing, right? And so technically what goes around, what goes up must come down, what goes around comes back around. It's very similar in this situation, that they thought that by eliminating you, their life will be fine, it'll be better, it'll be less complicated. It's actually becoming more complicated because their relationships are not so strong in their life. Their happiness is not as strong in their life, and they are basically denying themselves of the blessings that the universe wanted to bring forward to them, which is you. You were brought into this person's life for a very specific reason. You were brought into their life to really teach them what love truly is. And despite that, what's really important is that they still need to find a way to love themselves, which is why they need to do a little bit more healing, that is for sure. But also on your side, the stronger your love is for yourself, and the more you put yourself first, the more they are triggered to also love themselves and also love you. So that's important as well. It's just because you were brought into their life to show them love doesn't mean you sit there and wait for them and you're like, oh, but I am your blessing, I will wait for you. It means that you also do your own inner work as well. Obviously, that's really important, you know, must be said. The last thing, if there's one thing you should take away from this reading, is that putting yourself first is the best thing that you will ever do. It is one of the best things that you will do for yourself and for this entire situation. It is the golden key. And that's so important, okay? It is so important. Do not neglect yourself. It is easy to do when you want someone and you're thinking, oh, whatever, I'll just put, you know, them first and then they will see that and they'll come to me. Actually, putting yourself first makes your vibrational energy so strong and so powerful that they cannot ignore you, even if they tried. Okay? They just got a bit of healing to do, and then they will see that and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I have to go in that direction. We've got the Five of Swords, okay? They are having a lot of miscommunications, misunderstandings with friends and family members around them. I also feel here as well, especially with the Hermit, that they are thinking about you a lot at night. So it appears that once they've done everything during the day, they think a lot about you at night. They seem to feel very lonely at night. They also feel very misunderstood at this part at night as well. So for example, if they go to any social gatherings or anything like that, people could be really mean and rude to them, or very unincluding, non-including. You know, when people don't include people in certain things. And, you know, nighttime really triggers them a lot, and then they start to get dreams of you at night as well. So that's something I'm picking up on with the Hermit. They have a lot of thoughts towards you, which seem to manifest and transpire at night. And it's quite a lot when you think about it. It's quite intense, isn't it? Lovers. Yeah. Oh, Devil. My gosh. You know, the Lovers and the Devil are so similar, right? You've got an angel here, you've got Devil here, you've got the two lovers here, but this is about control. Okay, so the main thing here is let go of that control that you feel you have to have. A lot of you are thinking, but I have to message them, Moonlight, otherwise they're going to forget about me. That is not it. Okay, that is not it. That is a form of control, which is attachment, which only slows things down further. Being okay with the fact that you don't need to contact them and actually putting that energy towards yourself, doing something fun for yourself, is going to trigger them 10 times more spiritually than you holding on to a situation, causing yourself more pain and feeling like you have to do something in order to gain and garner their attention. Otherwise, you think that they're going to forget about you. That's not the case. Spiritual energies are very, very powerful, okay? A person, without you even talking to them, can spiritually pick up on your energies if you're putting yourself first, you know, and that can really trigger them to feel like, oh, I wonder what you're doing, because they can feel those spiritual energies. Okay, so let go of that control also on your side. Very, very important. Now, I feel heavily, okay, that a person from their past, in the past, tried to do something to also be very controlling of your person as well. So, you know, there's another thing coming through here as well. So, you know, that's another whole other influence side of things. Let's look into that a little bit more and see what's coming through. What is this influence of nature that we're picking up on here? So we've got the Queen of Cups. Very strong female figure. Very sensitive. Very sensitive. Now, I don't believe that this is you. Now, this is more so feminine, okay? It's feminine energy. Now, whether you're male or female, okay, I read energies in tarot, not specifically genders. Now, this is a past person from your person's life, and I feel like this is a person that actually hurt your person. Does that make sense? It's the person that hurt your person. And this person was someone who did not want your person to be happy. Okay, this person caused a lot of miscommunications and issues, and they, you know, your person really wanted to make things work with this person, but this person didn't. And there's just a sense of them feeling left out and feeling very, very lonely. I'm talking about your person's person. Does that make sense? Could be your person's ex, for example. There is an energy here of black magic that is coming through. But in all honesty, what I will say to you is that your person's person did not want your person to be happy. Okay, so they could have gone down the route of doing black magic on your person to keep them away from happiness in their future. They could have casted a lot of evil eye on your person. They could have wished them really, really ill. It could be a whole host of things. I'm not saying for certain that it is black magic on your person. Some of you may feel like it is, because you may feel that you've just been so unlucky in this situation. And if you did want to get black magic removed off yourself or off a person, I do offer that as well, and it's in the description box below, but never any pressure to purchase, but there's definitely that kind of dark energy that is coming through here, of especially here as well with the Nine of Swords, really just causing a lot of stress and pain to a person due to no fault of their own. And it's interesting because I feel like your person's person was not really your person's person. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't have any affiliation with any, in that sense. Your person's, how do I even call this person? Let's say your person's ex, okay? Whether it was an ex-friend or an ex-lover or whatever. They were very, very sensitive. I feel like they were also traumatized, and basically that trauma led them to cause pain to your person. Now your person is in a lot of pain, so it's one of those things where it's like a cycle that has kind of repeated itself. Now the main thing here is that I don't want you to be bitter. I want you to be better, I don't want you to go down the path of feeling so traumatized now that you then cause this to yourself or even someone else. So, healing yourself is by far the most important thing that I can honestly tell you here, which I've been stressing about from the beginning of this reading. Three of Wands. Well, the good news here is whatever this person decided to do to your person, it'll go away, okay? It will go away. Now, some of you may choose to get it removed. Some of you may give things time. Spells and things like that do take time to break. Unless you broke it yourself, or got, a spiritual person to break it for you, which, I can do as well. But it really, it's completely your choice as to what you choose to do in situations like this. It will go away. Good news, okay? And once it's gone away, it's broken in whichever way you go about it. Let's see what happens then. Seven of Cups, your person becomes a lot more enlightened. They become a lot more enlightened. They work a lot more towards their healing path, their healing journey. They come towards you, I feel. They start to recognize and realize what they truly want in life and also what they value most in life, which is obviously really, really positive. Okay, they start to realize who's good for them and who isn't. The Seven of Swords is about staying away from people that are very manipulative, very toxic, very draining, very not good. Let's just say, okay, not very good. They start to recognize and realize their actions and their patterns towards you. They start to realize how they have treated you. They start to realize how they need to now treat you. They start to realize what they should do towards you and what they shouldn't. And I think that's really powerful in so many ways, because they will feel like they have to progress towards you. They'll feel awful about the people. And do you know what? They're going to be absolutely disgusted, interestingly enough here, with the person that they were involved with in the past. Because even though that's something that's happened in the past, they will have awakened so much to realize that this person was never good for them. And right now, they're kind of under this influence of those energies that I spoke about, right? Whether it was magic, whether it was evil eye or spiritual interferences and influences, they're kind of blinded to the point where they kind of still feel hurt, frustrated over the past without properly thinking like, oh, was that person really bad for me? I don't think that they love that person, okay? I don't feel like they care so much about that person to the point where they need to be with that person. No, but they're hurt, and you can be hurt by a person without needing to be with them, okay? That's a really important factor and thing I wanted to mention. But as they come out of that, they will start to reflect and understand, like, whoa, that person was really not good for me. They said this to me, they said that to me, they treated me like this, and I still wanted them. What was I thinking? They are going to awaken. I feel like the spiritual energies here are basically what stopped them from kind of making those links and those connections in terms of connecting those dots together. And that's really the thing here, okay? So, energy, influence of magic. Listen, if you have got magic removed from your person, then it's only a matter of time, they will awaken, they will naturally come to you. If you haven't got it removed, I would recommend it, but you can go and do it in any way that you feel is best for you. I offer it as a service myself, and it's linked down below, but it's important for you to feel comfortable in who you go to and how you remove it, okay? So let's keep going. This is a fascinating reading. I am really happy we decided to do like a long reading today. I was fully prepared, mentally prepared. I was like, you know what? We're going to do a long reading. I'm going to sit here. Yes. Not that I have a problem sitting for longer readings, because my whole channel used to be like pick a card readings that were like over an hour long. I'm very used to doing this, but it's just the calmness, you know, and the energy required to do it is something that I just felt today, and I was just like, you know what, like, this is nice, you know. Because having enough energy is also very important, especially spiritual energies, to conduct readings. Okay, so we've got the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Look at that. Okay, we go from the 3 to the 4. This is progress. Four of Pentacles, you know, this is really about them coming alive, coming awakened, knowing what they now want to do, wanting stability, wanting security, knowing that you are the right person for them. This is that spiritual awakening, this spiritual synchronicity and sign of, I want to be with you, I want to make things work with you, I know that you are the right person for me, and I want you. You know, this is that sense of them recognizing that they want marriage with you, that they know that you are the right person for them, that they know you are the person that they want to, you know, live with. As we see the home there, they want to grow with, they want to build with, they want to have potentially a family with. Okay, wow. Okay, I'm going to go to another card deck as well in a second. Yeah, see, you've got a lot of fire energies. This is them taking action towards you. This is beautiful. If you see a lot of 1111s, for example, it means that you are on the right path in your life. If you see a lot of repeating numbers, it means you're on the right path in your life. You know, the angels are really there supporting you. And actually, do you know what? We have an angel on my wand as well right here. But basically you have, this is an angel card here. And an angel here. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. And the Knight of Wands shows them taking action towards you. Ace of Cups shows that they do have love deep down for you. Now, you might be thinking, well, if they have love for me, then why are they not doing anything about it, Moonlight? Okay, so to sum up that particular question, it's quite, I mean, it's simple for me to explain, but obviously difficult in the grand scheme of things. They've been hurt before, okay? So when someone is hurt, they aren't always rationally thinking properly. Also, they have a tendency to suppress because feeling those kinds of feelings is difficult, thinking that history is going to repeat itself. Also, person from their past hasn't exactly been the most helpful of people. I mean, I don't want to make a funny situation out of this, but just kind of the way I said it, I was just like, oh, you know, this person could have been a lot more helpful to your person. They just weren't, you know. They caused a lot of pain and trauma, which they kind of didn't really need to do. But they did it, and it's really messed up the way in which your person now processes what love is versus what is too much, and that's why they also suppress things. And then basically what it ends up being like is, say you have feelings, okay, these are raw feelings. This hand of mine is raw feelings. Then you have all of your kind of like day-to-day things on top. So when they think about their feelings in the day-to-day life, they hit that top layer first. And then sometimes, you know, those feelings, it would kind of trickle and hit that bottom layer, but that bottom layer is a lot to deal with. So then they just kind of try not to think about it, and then they kind of suppress that top layer on top of it, and they try not to think about it. So, you know, eventually in time, they will be able to activate and understand those bottom layer of feelings and be able to act on the things that they have been feeling and understand it and properly extract all of that out and know, like, okay, this is this, this is this, this is what I feel now, this is what I am thinking after awakening from the breaking of the spell and everything that has been basically going on, which is a kerfuffle. It is a lot, you know, it really is a lot. Yeah. It's just a lot. It just is a lot, you know. That word that I mentioned, kerfuffle, it's not like an offensive word or anything, but a lot of people say that here, especially in the UK, when it's like just everything is like a mess, you know. It's like a kerfuffle. It's just like, oh, yeah. Right, so I want to grab some more cards and just see where we're at. So I'm going to use some of these message cards. It's really, really obvious to me that they like you. And I'm going to take a look also at what they like about you, and, you know, how they feel about you as well. So we have here, I have a lot of gratitude for you. Absolutely. They don't believe that you've done anything wrong. Now, you might feel like their actions towards you make you feel like you've done everything wrong. But the truth of the matter here is that you have not done anything wrong. And you know what? That's the bit that can really make you feel so upset, because in your mind, you're searching for answers, right? You're searching for clarity, or you're searching for closure. I know you are. I know you're searching for, what did I do wrong? How can I fix things? If it wasn't me, then surely, you know, it wouldn't be like this. And that's the truth of the matter, is that it truly isn't you. It's past circumstances which have made them act this entire way towards you, thinking that things are too much in this situation and basically running away from responsibility because of what they have dealt with in the past. Please don't blame yourself. The main thing here that you need to understand is that they have so much gratitude towards you. They haven't met somebody like you. They feel like you have so much to give. You have so much love to give. But you know what? Everybody loves differently. Everyone feels love in very different ways. And a lot of this is to do with past, circumstances. And they don't know what true love is. And that's a big one. That's a big message that is triggering. It can be very overwhelming. It can be hard to hear. But they don't know what true love is. And for you, you know what that is to a degree, because I feel like you are much more of an old soul. You've got more maturity, you've had more past lives, more past life incarnations, more past life experience in general. So you know what true love is, you know what it takes, you know what it means. And you just feel frustrated. Like, how can they not know? And I feel like they're a young soul. They've had less past lives, and with that comes less past life experience. They aren't as experienced as you in terms of dealing with things or understanding things and, recognizing things to this extent, which can obviously feel quite frustrating, quite overwhelming, and quite challenging at the same time. That can be quite a lot, to deal with. This reading itself can be a lot to deal with, and I'm fully aware of that. And it can feel like a lot, I'm sorry if it feels like a lot. I really am. I wanted to do a reading where I could just talk about this entire situation for you and just give you as much as possible and answer as many questions as possible. I know one of the big questions you have in your mind is, okay, well then when is everything going to happen? So we will look into that. Just want to pick up on some other bits as well in regards to their energies and their thoughts towards you, their feelings towards you. I've also given you plenty of advice so far on what to do, which came out right at the beginning actually, which is quite nice, and also other advice on what you can do. And you clearly see here, my nerves have been getting the best of me. They haven't been acting from their true self, and that's really, really important for me to mention. They've been acting from pain, they've been acting from fear, they've been acting from trauma. They haven't been acting from their true selves. Their nerves have been getting the best of them. They haven't always been able to think in the most rational way where they feel like, okay, well, this is this, and this is this, and this is this. Remember, they are basically thinking from the energies of just the person in their past doing something to them, okay? And that's what we see. Let's see what we have with these oracle cards. Joy. All right. So we have joy, solar plexus chakra, gratitude, crown chakra, bittersweet, throat chakra, and service is sacral chakra. Sacral chakra, there we go. Got there in the end. Now, this is beautiful, okay? In many ways, this shows you what's going to happen. Joy, they will get back to feeling happy and fulfilled and clear and content in their mind and in their heart. They will be able to feel confident. This is something they lack in tremendously, okay? And again, this is to do with the past. They really don't have as much self-confidence or self-esteem or just happiness in general like they've really wanted. They don't have a lot of that. And that is because of how they've been treated in the past. The good news here is that they will get to a place where they feel a real sense of self-worth and self-fulfillment and self-acceptance and happiness within themselves. That will absolutely happen. Gratitude. Listen, the cards don't lie. And so far, we've only really got, a very select amount of cards with words on them. And there's one word that has repeated twice here, and that's gratitude. They are very, very grateful to have you in their life. They just don't know what it all means. And I think that can feel, again, very hard to hear. It can feel very frustrating. But trust me, they will know this gratitude. It will absolutely come into their mind in time. They already have had gratitude towards you, but again, that pain, it just makes them feel like, things are too good to be true, They are going to feel gratitude for you more as time goes by. They have a little bit of that, still there. Remember, they find it really hard to accept their feelings right now, like I showed you with the layers with my hands. But gratitude absolutely is one of those things where they will recognize and realize that you really are the best thing that has ever happened to them. And so they do have this sense of gratitude really deep down inside of them, where they feel that towards you, they understand that towards you, and they want to, you know, they want to do more. But the pain of the past, it's, you know, it's bittersweet, it's difficult, it's challenging, but the good thing here is that things will get better. Okay, this bittersweet energy is not the end of the world. We see here this communication energy also with the throat chakra, so I feel like they will communicate with you as well, and in time they will express all of this to you once they have really truly awakened and become much more enlightened in regards to how they've been treated. Service is beautiful, especially because the sacral chakra energy is really powerful. The service energy is strong, it's powerful, it's potent, it's beautiful. It really just goes to show here that they will see that you have always been there by their side. I'm not telling you to wait. I'm still not telling you to wait, okay? But they will recognize that in crucial moments, you were there. You were always there. And they do not blame you for working on yourself and putting yourself first in any way, shape or form, because actually, you know, in many ways they want you to move forward and do your own thing. But also they will know, okay, that in the past, you have always been there for them. If you're still in contact with this person now, they will know that you are always there for them. And in many ways, it's also still very important, remember, middle ground approach, to still keep putting yourself first and not just sit there and kind of give all your time and energy to this person still, you know, because sometimes people take advantage of that. And the main thing here is that they will know that in times of need, who can they count on the most? If you were around them, okay? You know, even right now, if you're not around them, they know that if you were around them, they would count on you the most. They could trust you the most. They can't even trust half their friends. They really can't. They can't trust some of their family members. They can't even trust some of their work colleagues or anyone that they work with. I mean, if they work for themselves, you know, even people that like help them and things like that. They can't trust any of those people at all, in any way, shape or form. They don't know, like, how and why, and, you know, it's really, really tough for them. So, then there is that. So I'm just going to grab more cards. Let's see. So got some more message cards here. Be patient with me, please. Yes, I mean, that's quite a significant message that ties up to what we see here. They've got some healing to do within themselves, which they will. I hate how much pain I've caused you. They know they haven't been right to you. That is for sure. And only as time goes by, they're going to realize more and more that they really haven't been right to you and they should have been doing so much more towards you. I have vulnerability insecurities with you. They know that with you, they have to be vulnerable. They know with others, they can be superficial. They don't have to show any aspect or any part of their vulnerability. They don't have to talk about their emotions. No one's really going to ask them. No one's really going to care. But with you, they know they have to be vulnerable. They know they have to be mature. They know they have to be their true self. And they struggle with that tremendously. They don't want you to see the cards that they're holding because of the pain that they've been through in the past. They don't want you to see that. They don't want you to know that, because that's them giving away a vital aspect of who they are. And that's really hard for them to share. Okay, so as you can see, they clearly feel so much towards you. They clearly feel so much gratitude and so much, you know, of that service that you've done towards them. They feel that. They love you, as I mentioned here as well. They just find it hard to accept that. And now you know, I also mentioned in time, things will only get better here between you both. Now, that's only if you still want them in your life. You know, keep in mind that if you want to move forward, you want to find new love, that's your choice, you know. You can, of course, do that. Why not? But, you know, if you want this person, then this is, you know, this is what I'm mentioning. All right, so I know that many of you want to know timeframes and what the future could potentially look like, so we'll do that as well. Timeframes is a bit of a finicky one, let's just say, because the thing is, there's a lot of people watching this reading, or at least I hope, okay, that there's at least 10,000 views on this video, at least, okay? At least. I will be disappointed if there isn't, because, you know, in comparison to like how many people watch the shorter readings, like I hope there's at least 10,000 people watching this, but if there isn't, it's okay. But basically, with that many people, obviously, and it's a general reading, it's harder to pinpoint an exact time frame, but I'll see what comes out, and then I'll try and give you whatever I can see. But it's really the private readings that can get closest in terms of accuracy to your specific situation. But let's have a look, okay? Time frame, and also let's have a look at the future. Wow, look at that. Another Ace of Cups has come out. Beautiful synchronicity. And I did mention, if you see a lot of ones, as I mentioned, you know, like 1111, it means that things are, you're on the right path, even if it doesn't feel like you're on the right path. But definitely, you know, they had to meet you to recognize and realize what true love is. And going through all of this themselves, they are going to only further realize that they need to treat you with respect. They need to treat you with more kindness. They need to treat you better. And that's just something that they will definitely do more as time goes by, and they will not, well, they won't be able to make excuses for themselves more in the future, will they? Because, like, obviously things will be better by then, but they had to go through this process, because remember, they're a young soul. They don't recognize things and click things into place as quickly as you do. If you have to do a DIY thing, I think you'd be pretty good at, you know, kind of putting this with this and this with this, but someone that has less experience doing that kind of stuff, they might struggle. They might take more time. They might put the wrong part with the wrong part, you know what I mean? Then they have to undo it all. Then they have to put the right part with the right part, and then do it all up again, and it takes a little bit more time. That's the best analogy I can give you for young souls and old souls. All right, so, but we see a lot of ones here, even with the 10 of Cups here. Wow. 10 plus 1 is 11. What does the future look like here? And time frame. Okay. I would say that within a couple of months, things look to be much better between you both. Look, you got the 2 of Pentacles again, right here at the top. Okay. You've also got the Chariot as well, which kind of showcases that 2 twin energy as well, especially with the 2 Sphinx. We've got an interesting card here as well with the 6 of Pentacles with the scales. Again, 2 sides, right? We've got the 3 of Pentacles, we've got the 4 of Swords, we've got the Page of Cups, we've also got the King of Cups, and we've got the 9 of Cups. Okay, we've got a lot of cups here, which is water energy. So within a couple of months, I feel like things will be better between you both. So there could be some form of contact, there could be some kind of conversation that you have, which just allows you to know where they're at in their life. Things will take a little bit longer than that, I'm not going to lie to you. It could take, you know, 3 months for them to properly recognize and realize that they need to do more towards you, realize that, you know, you've always been just there for them. This is a card of service as well, which really interestingly goes along with the one that I mentioned before, which actually says service on it, as you can see here. Okay, so it's really obvious here, especially to me on the cards, that they will be a little bit more mature within 3 months. Something is going to happen in their life within 3 months that will make them understand and realize that they do want love. They want genuine love, happiness. They will see an idea or a they will see like a depiction, what do you call it? They'll see a physical, like, it will happen in their life where they might go to somebody's wedding and actually see what true genuine love is. They might hear a story from someone. You know, it could be a work colleague that's getting married that kind of explains like what they went through in their life and how they met their person. You know, like there's something that they are going to physically see in front of them that is going to make them realize and understand what true love actually is. And this is going to make them realize and recognize that, wow, this is what I want, you know. So that's obviously quite big, isn't it? That's quite big, not gonna lie. Yeah, so that's basically kind of what I'm seeing here, and it's going to definitely make them feel like they need to progress towards you. They're going to feel like, oh, I need to talk to you, I need to say something to you, I need to, you know, move things along with you. There's this kind of like want, you know, that they will want to do it. And I feel like the nicest thing about all of this is that they won't make excuses at that time. They will be well rested. They won't be they won't be angry from what I'm seeing. They will be very like at peace in their life. They will be healed. They will be able to float on top of like a bed of rocky water and actually feel like, okay, I got this. We also got the 9 of Cups, you know, again, there's just a sense of simplicity, peace, a very zen energy, and they'll feel so much happier in their present than in past situations. There's a real sense of them having acceptance and forgiveness towards their past situations, because they will realize that their present is actually a real blessing. It's almost like they're going to get this wake-up call where not only will they awaken from everything I mentioned before, especially, you know, with the devil and their past and that past person, for example, they will understand that their present is a gift. The present is a present. Isn't that from a film? That's from a film, isn't it? can't remember which film it was, but the present is a present, and that's what they're going to realize, and they're going to think like, oh my gosh, like why have I been stressing so much about what the past has caused me in terms of pain when the present is such a beautiful gift, and I've been running in the opposite direction, not appreciating this beautiful gift that it is, and been entertaining situations that are painful, sad, frustrating, upsetting, overwhelming, that just don't give me what I need or what I want, you know. And I think that's really powerful and very important, coming from their side. So we've got the scales. I did actually point out the scales in this particular card, and it's really obvious. It's almost like justice gets served in your life, you know. Things progress, things get resolved, things get better between both of you, and that's really, really stunning. You know, there's a sense of both sides feeling better, but you feeling better, them feeling better, and just feeling like everything is balanced. And remember what I mentioned right at the beginning. I mentioned the seesaw, I mentioned the middle ground, I mentioned things being balanced. You can't have something that's too high up and something that's low down, and it just being, you know, everything has to be kind of in line. So that's what I see, is that both sides of the scales will be balanced. And we just have here as well documents as well, so it can be that they are figuring out certain legal things, figuring out certain things in their finances, in their work, you know, getting certain things in order, which can be quite good for them. We've also got teeth as well. Now, if you get dreams, okay, of teeth or teeth falling out, I know a lot of people stress a lot about like dreams where your like teeth are falling out because they feel like it's something really, really bad. It actually signifies change. Okay, so try not to worry if you see or have dreams of teeth. Signifies change. It signifies this, look at that word there, control. Okay, it signifies letting go. Letting go. What is detachment? Detachment is letting go. What is letting go? Letting go is also part of healing. What is healing? Healing, moving forward, you know. So all of these words are connected to one another in so many ways, you know. And that control aspect, the healing, the detachment is also connected to the scales and that balance point and the middle ground. Like I also mentioned as well, it's not a surprise that both of these cards came out, because they're trying to tell you it's okay to evolve. It's okay to have change in your life. Change can be the catalyst to actually being perhaps where you were always meant to be. Things are still going to get better for you. Things are still going to change. Things are still going to evolve. You're not going to be stuck in this place of pain and sadness yourself with where you are in this situation. Things will get better. Things will get resolved. All right? And essentially, it's okay to have change. It's not always easy to deal with it. I can understand that part for sure, but it is wonderful to see that things are only going to get better for you in your life. Things are only going to progress further in your life. You will only have more happiness and more joy and more satisfaction as you go through life, and I think that's the most exciting part of it, is things will only get better in this situation, not bitter. Ah, yes, things will get better, not bitter. That's another affirmation. Comment it down below as well if this resonates with you. And it will, honestly, things will only get better. And, you know, we're looking at like 3 months for things to get better. In terms of like getting together, that's going to take longer. From what I'm seeing, it could take 6 months, it could take 9 months. That really depends on the situation between you both. You know, because there's a lot that could, you know, there's a lot in the whole situation actually, because obviously I'm reading for more than one person here, so that's a different situation. But in terms of time frame for things, for you to feel like, okay, they do care about me and they're kind of, you know, working on themselves, they're trying to get themselves together, that will, you know, you will feel better about the situation in 3 months. But essentially, to actually be together, it could take a little bit longer, just because they've got to, you know, go through the process of everything. And of course it depends on the spell work and what the person in their past has really done and all of that as well. So it's quite a complex situation. It's probably not, let's say, the simplest of situations, but I will say is that things will only get better, and they won't be bitter. They won't be bitter. Things will get better, not bitter. Woo! That's a really good thing actually. And yeah, that is basically what we do have. So yeah. It's really nice actually to see this and to feel the energies of it as well in so many ways. And what I will say to you is that it's only going to get better for sure, which is really, really lovely. So, you know, we have a lot of interesting signs here. You know, you've definitely got the teeth, you've got the scales, and both of these in combination are showing you that things will evolve, okay? Things are not going to get stuck. They're not going to be stagnant for life. Things will evolve. Things will get better. You will feel better. You will feel stronger, and you will feel happier as well. And this is really the situation between you both, because it's not been easy, but it does seem to improve. And I think that's the main thing here that we are seeing. Okay, so this is your reading. Now, of course, if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on personal services, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items which are on my website like I mentioned at the beginning. Yeah, there's lots of personal services. There's black magic energy removal like I mentioned. There's rituals for love. But also I have TikTok and Instagram, and if you want to follow me on there, feel free to do so. I post short readings on there every single day for you, so definitely do check those out if you're interested. And I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, everyone. I hope you stay well and stay safe. And what a reading. You know, if you like these long readings, let me know as well, for sure. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.